a big old pot of spaghetti here at the Young's house, and I'm so excited. The weekend is here. I hope you all are having a great day. I hope your weekend is spectacular. So today for our dinner is we're gonna have spaghetti and we're having fried fish, something that I rarely do. I did it a couple times because you guys told me to try it, because spaghetti and fish wasn't something that we grew up having. When we had spaghetti, it was usually like spaghetti and a salad and some regular bread with butter on it. So that's how I raised my family, you know, and that's the dinner that I will always make for my husband. But that one time I fried the fish and paired it up with the spaghetti, he said, baby, you got to do that more often. So last night was one of those nights where he said, today we're doing spaghetti and fish. I said, you got it. So I'm so excited. I'm not gonna show you guys the fish today because I'm gonna cook the fish a little later. It's like 90 something degrees and I'm not gonna fry that fish so early, and right now it's early, but we can go ahead and start on this spaghetti. I'm going to show you how to make your spaghetti taste spectacular. What you're going to need. In my pan here, I have 2 pounds of 80/20 ground beef. Yes, you could use a ground chicken if that's what you use, you know, or you could use ground beef and ground turkey or just all ground turkey, okay? I'm making a big pan because I want to have leftovers for at least 3 days. This is my favorite spaghetti sauce. It's Prego, and I love the kind that's chunky because it's packed with so many delicious vegetables that I love. And it's thick. It's not like a runny spaghetti sauce, right? So now we got a beautiful green bell pepper and a nice onion. I have some mushrooms for those of you that like mushrooms. I know a lot of people, they don't like them, so you can just leave it out. We cannot have spaghetti here at the Young's house without some fresh garlic bread. Now, I'll be doing something special with this fresh garlic, not the kind of garlic that comes packed in the water or the oil. Get you some fresh garlic, y'all. When I tell you fresh garlic is best, it tastes so much better than that other stuff. It does. When I make spaghetti, I always like to use a thin, turn it that way. I always like to use a thin spaghetti noodle, all right? Not the regular size, they're just too thick, all right? So I got a couple spices that we're gonna be using that's gonna make everything taste gorgeous, right? I got a pinch or 2 of sugar here. We'll talk about what we're gonna do with it, okay? And I got some chicken bouillon powder. I won't be using a lot of it. I have salt, pepper, onion and garlic powder, red pepper. You can use oregano. I have oregano here, or you can use Italian seasoning. Make sure your hands are clean. We're going to make a delicious pot of spaghetti. First thing we're going to do for our spaghetti is let's go ahead and get our meat cooking, okay, our ground beef. And be sure to drain it very well. You don't want to have to digest any extra oil, and you don't want your spaghetti to be oily from the ground beef, right? So we're going to get that nice and cooked up, but I have some lovely vegetables here. We're going to chop up into like medium-sized pieces. There has been times where I've turned around and sauteed the vegetables before I put them into my spaghetti. You could do that too if you wanted to. But today we're just going to cut the vegetables up and let them cook with the meat, which is these green bell peppers and this nice, beautiful sweet onion. Anybody doing anything special for the weekend? Let me know what your weather's like and all of the good things. Anybody doing, like, have any plans for your kids that's out of school? So we're trying to figure out what's the next fun thing that we're getting ready to do. I would love to hear from you guys, something that would be great to do. You know, that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, right? We don't want to have to spend $300 just for one outing. You know what I'm saying? But we do want to have some fun and find a place that's nice and cool and something that we all can enjoy, right? Go ahead and start on this beautiful onion. This is a medium-sized onion. And honestly, I think I'm going to put this whole onion in. I just love the flavor of a cooked onion. Baby, it tastes good, especially in spaghetti. Do it. I'm going to cut it the same way I just did the bell pepper. Let everything cook together, and we're also going to go ahead and add in our mushrooms if you want mushrooms in yours. You know, if you don't eat it, a lot of people don't eat mushrooms. Just leave them out and it'll be just fine. Going in, and I'm so glad this onion didn't make me go off crying. I love that. There we go. Onion kind of sneaked up on me a little bit. My eyes are starting to water, but look at this. Are you kidding me? Like, this garlic clove is huge. I'm not using that full garlic clove. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and cut it in half a little bit. Break it down. Yeah, I can use it that way, okay? I don't need that much. But what we're going to do is something really interesting that I always do to my spaghetti sauce to make my spaghetti sauce taste like the boss. I will take this fresh garlic. We're going to chop it up. And inside of this pan, there's a little bit of oil, whatever kind of cooking oil. It's about a tablespoon of oil. We're going to fry this garlic until it's golden brown, crispy. And once that happens, we're going to take it off of the stove and just let it set. Because we're going to pour the garlic infused oil with the crunchy garlic into the spaghetti sauce, and that's what makes my spaghetti sauce stand amongst the others. It is so great. So basically what we're doing, we're making a garlic infused oil, pouring it into the sauce, and my family goes wild when I make it that way. Go ahead and get this garlic into a pan, but listen, this is not something you want to walk away from. So keep a good eye on it, because once it turns golden brown, you got to hurry and take it off of the stove, because if it gets too dark, it'll have like a real sour taste, and we don't want that, right? Let's go ahead and put the mushrooms in, only if you like mushrooms. All right, we're going to keep an eye on this garlic. We're going to make our way to this larger stove and start cooking up about 1.5 pounds of the thin spaghetti noodles. Now, here's a trick to the thin spaghetti noodles, or any noodle that you cook. We're going to cook it for 11 minutes. So you're going to bring the water up to a boil, season the water with salt. We're not going to put any oil into the water because we want our sauce to stick to the noodles, okay? If we were doing it separate, where the sauce and the noodles was separate, then maybe you could put a little bit of oil in your water. But since we want our sauce to stick to the noodles, no oil in that water, just salt. Salted the water, put them in there, let them cook for 11 minutes. They'll wilt down in about 2 minutes. My garlic that we fried in the oil is nice and done. I've taken it off of the stove and turned it off. So now we're gonna take this lovely tool and we're going to break the meat down into the smallest pieces that we can. I'm not a fan of big pieces of the ground meat in my sausage. I want it to be small pieces, so I'm really going to chop it up. I have the heat on a medium heat right now. The whole house smells amazing right now. Can't have spaghetti here at the Young's house without some lovely garlic bread. Anybody out there like the garlic bread that has the cheese on it? I have never been a fan of that type of garlic bread. I don't want the garlic bread if it's got cheese on it. Just the kind with the butter. Oh my goodness. This right here is good. And when it comes to garlic bread, I don't want to cook it until it's really hard. You know, you bite down into it and then the roof of your mouth is hurting. I like it to be just lightly golden brown on both sides, and then sometimes I'll sprinkle a little bit of onion powder and parsley flakes on it. So let's get this done. So I went ahead and drained them, so they're just sitting in the sink right now, and our ground beef is done. So we're going to turn around and drain this up very well. We're going to put it back into the pot, and then we're going to start on our sauce. Now, what I do with my sauce is I season it 2 times, okay? And then you keep checking the flavor. When the flavor tastes good to you, it's going to taste good to your family and friends, right? Never just season something and then think that it's good to go, because it's not. You always got to keep tasting it, and as much as you have to re-season, keep doing it until it tastes good to you. Noodles are done. Meat is nice and drained. Let's go ahead and use 2 of these tomato sauces. I'm going to use full cans or jars, so to speak, and then we're going to season it up real good. Here's what I'm going to do special for you all. I'm going to attach 2 videos of recipes that I like to make for the 4th of July that you all could make tomorrow if you're going to do something special. So one of those recipes is my fruit pie, and it doesn't sound like what it is. It's a dessert, and it's so delicious. And if you want to, you can make it like the color of the flag or whatever colors you love by using your fruits. So it's a sugar cookie. You're going to take like a pizza pan, you know, a round pizza pan, and you're going to take the sugar cookie dough and you smash it into the pizza pan, and you basically bake it off like one big cookie. It comes out and it looks like pizza crust, but it's, you know, sugar cookie crust. And then you're going to turn around and take some cream cheese and powdered sugar, and you mix the 2 together. And once the cookie cools down, you're going to put that on top of this large sugar cookie. And then you're going to slice up some beautiful fresh strawberries or raspberries or blueberries and put it into whatever design your mind can think of, right? It's going to be gorgeous. It's so delicious. It's refreshing, and it's the best dessert to make for the 4th of July. Like, it's all of the colors, right? Usually when I make it, I use kiwi, slices of kiwi. I kind of veer away from using the pineapple because pineapple's so watery, but blueberries and strawberries, you know, raspberries and blackberries. But have fun with that recipe. Super easy. And the thing about that recipe, you can keep it out on the counter. Yeah, you can, but if you want to, put it in the refrigerator too. But once it cools down finally and the sugar cookie has set up, you can slice it into pizza slices. But it's one of the funnest recipes. I'm going to attach it to the end of this video so you can stir in our sauce. Oh yeah, this is smelling good. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and look at that oil. That's garlic infused oil. And now look at that crunchy garlic. That's where the flavor's coming in, baby. Let's go right in with our seasoning. And for the controversial spice is the sugar. My dad always told me, y'all, watching Daddy make spaghetti growing up, he'd say, put your little sugar in there. Put your little sugar in there to cut the acidity, and it does. But not only that, it makes it taste good. Did we put enough in there to make it sweet? Absolutely not. We put enough in there to make it taste good, okay? So it's not so savory and just salty, you know? So now I'm going in with a little bit of oregano. If you don't like it, leave it out, right? I'm going to put garlic powder, and even though I use fresh garlic, I'm putting a nice amount in, all right? I'm going to put a lot of onion powder in on purpose because it tastes good. All right, I'm going to put us some black pepper, but not too much. If your family likes a little bit of heat in the back of the palate, you can use some red pepper flakes if you want to. Sometimes my husband will just put red pepper flakes, like, you know, on top of his spaghetti. For my salt today, I'm using chicken bouillon powder, but a little bit, okay? And if you want to use salt, you can do that too. But I'm not going to use a lot, y'all. Just this little bit. We'll come in after it simmers for a while. We'll come in and taste it and see if our seasoning is perfection. Now we're going to take and put our spaghetti in. I've already tasted the sauce and it tastes so good, y'all. Listen, I always tell people when you're making spaghetti, make sure it's not uneven. And what I mean by that is you don't want to have a whole lot of sauce and a little bit of noodles, right? Or too much noodles and hardly any sauce. When you balance it out, it's always going to be the best. Y'all, who believes that spaghetti and lasagna, anything with the red sauce, like if you put it in the refrigerator and the next day you taste it, it tastes even better? Oh, I love leftover spaghetti. Let's get this mixed up. How easy was that? Super easy. Now all I got to do is make me up some fish. I'm cooking, it's whiting fish. So I'm going to fry it with the crispy fry too. I want it fried hard. But the yellow cornmeal's that I'm going to be using. Look at this. I know. If you enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on? Tell your family. Tell your friends. Tell the world what Gina Young's doing in this kitchen every single day. And Father, I thank you for this meal. I thank you for your hedge of protection, your love, time, your mercy, and your understanding. Let a peace be still in the name of Jesus. No weapon shall prosper. Thank you for everything you've done and what you're getting ready to do. Amen. Stay tuned if you want to see. I'm ready to make a plate right now, but I'm definitely about to try this. Are you kidding me? Because me and my family, we're going to sit outside and eat today. Oh, man, look at that. Give me everything. I want a little bit of Parmesan on mine. Do you guys like Parmesan? Because I absolutely love it. Come on, y'all, follow me. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm.